Davos is here, so I'm immersing myself in everything I can to learn more about it. And I read this book, Davos Man. It's about this concept that the richest billionaires in the world sort of transcend any nationality, and they attend Davos and they make these big decisions that impact all of the rest of our lives throughout the year. So I reached out to the author, and I'm gonna hop on Zoom and chat with him about the impact these billionaires have on all of us, not just in the context of Davos, but in the context of our lives. Hey, Peter Goodman, can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. Can you hear me?
I can hear you and I can see you. Well, we can jump right in. Just to kick us off, for someone who's not familiar, what is Davos Man?
Davos Man is the billionaire class, especially the part of it that goes to the World Economic Forum in Davos, that would have us believe that if we organize our economies around helping them make more money, we will all win. Something that has in reality happened 0 times.
When you think about that in the context of Davos, you have these people attending who are making promises to make things better that you line out in the book. They're also making worse in their day-to-day jobs. What do you make of that dichotomy?
There's a reason why we keep falling for what I refer to in the book as the cosmic lie. This idea that if we just organize our societies around delivering more wealth to the people who already have most of it, we'll get all of these magical things like better jobs and higher wages and investment and innovation. One part of the equation always does happen, and that's the part where Davos Man ends up with more money. And it's not an accident. It's because Davos Man has used his money to buy the political system through lobbyists, through the forging of fresh tax loopholes and exploiting the ones that are already there, persuading governments not to enforce antitrust laws, and so monopoly power grows, rules that have limited the ability of labor unions to organize, which means that workers can't get their piece of the action.
What would your advice be to listeners who might hear a soundbite from a CEO talking about, net zero, for example, or some pledge to make the world a better place? What's the rubric that listeners should adopt to suss out the validity of those promises?
Show me the money. Talk is cheap. It turns out that nobody is as generous with their actual dollars as they are with their pledges and their press releases. Davos functions as this elaborate prophylactic against us, the people, using our democratic rights to actually have a say over the policies that dictate how capitalism works. My takeaway is not to demonize these guys. I'm sure Mark Benioff's good at running a software company, just as Larry Fink seems to be pretty good at managing money. And thank you, Jeff Bezos, for the miracle of e-commerce. I'm just saying we got to get over this idea that we can outsource all of life's problems to these very smart, very driven people. And we got to get back to having a say ourselves in the context of our democracies.
Really helpful, Peter. Thank you so much for making time to chat with me today. I really appreciate it.
Thanks so much for having me.
I'll let you know how my Davos experience goes.
All right, hang in there.
So follow us all week for Davos coverage right here on Quicktake.